Hello. Welcome to my life. Actually, the very first one today, the very first live actually on YouTube. Um, Welcome to the channel. Moving abroad, migration scripted. On this channel, we are going to be sharing small scripts of migration. So if you're looking for information related to moving abroad. You're looking to hearing experiences of people that have moved abroad. If you're looking to sharing your own experiences as well, then this is the right place for you. You need to subscribe. You need to listen in. You need to check in regularly for our lives. And also, you're welcome to give in suggestions of things that you want to hear, or if you have experiences that you want to share, get in touch with me so that you can share it. You can send me an email if you would like that I share it out or read out the story for you. I'm happy to do that. So, actually, yesterday, I was talking to a friend of mine, a colleague of mine, that recently, not so recent, probably already um, a few years, maybe 3, 4 years ago, moved to Europe from Africa. As you will notice, most of our experiences that we'll be sharing will be mostly about people from Africa that moved to Europe. Um, so she moved to Europe, and we were just talking about expectations, um, and expectations versus reality. And we were talking about a lot of things, and then this came to my mind, and hmm, I was like, moving and living abroad, um, in the past was really fantasized. So our topic today is living abroad. Is it still a dream? Is it still a dream? Has it ever been a dream? Is it still the dream that it was to be, that it used to be? I remember when I was growing up in the 90s, and I also think that probably in the 80s and in the 70s, that moving and living abroad was very much glorified. So if a family member, a relative, mostly, I don't know why, for some reason, was always like uncles and aunties that were moving abroad, everyone was so excited. They called them, they prayed for them, they wished them luck. And also, everyone gathered just together to, they shared information with the whole village. Anyone who wanted, as long as anyone wanted to hear the story, was shared, and everyone was so happy for them. It was like a milestone. It's like you've achieved something. It's like you have reached. It's like you've made it in life, and you're going abroad. So all your problems are solved. All the not only your problems, but problems for your family is solved, and you've reached another level. So it was really glorified. And I remember quite a number of stories of like my auntie lives abroad, my uncle lives abroad, or oh, when they come home, they bring us a lot of presents, they have a lot of money. So a lot of these stories also created um a lot of imagination in the minds of the children and also people that had never traveled before. And I remember growing up, um, we used to stay close to a family that was involved in church. So because they were doing a lot of church activities, they had missionaries coming to the churches, and because of these, they had a few events where the missionaries were invited to their homes, and they came. They had dinners together, so we would see white people, bazungus, moving around into their homes. So we would be like really curious to see them, and they were like, "Oh my God, white people! They look very different from us, you know." And then as we were children, we just felt it was really fascinating. And then they were like bringing a lot of books and coloring pencils as well. And the presents that they used to bring: books, coloring pencils, a lot of toys as well. And also during that time, it was a period when there was something called pen pal. If you had a pen pal, please let me know in the comment section and from which country it came, because it was like a system whereby the missionaries moved with letters, and these letters were like from little white children that were writing letters to asking to be friends with with African children. So they write you a letter. They say, "Oh, my name is Amy. I like to eat apple. I own a dog. We live in this neighborhood. What do you do? What are your hobbies? What do you like? How do you look like?" And then in the letter they could enclose maybe like books for coloring, or they would put coloring pencil, and they would tell you about their country. And I remember I had a pen pal that was from Norway. Yes, I don't remember the name of the pen pal anymore, but it was like this friend from Norway that sent me a few letters. And I remember growing up being really fascinated, and every time they asked, fascinated about Norway, like I wanted to know about Norway. It was like, oh, this country. But I guess because I had that that friend, that friend from there. And so it was really a big deal to move and live abroad. And I also think that honestly or truly, um abroad was a fertile ground. It was land for opportunities, so many things that people had not seen. Also, the currency was very strong against also the African currency. There was no so much economic crisis then. So I think maybe that's why it was really such a big deal. So I remember those stories, and I would be like, wow. But the interesting thing is that I don't know, for some reason I never dreamt or imagined that I would live abroad. It never crossed my mind. I don't know if it did not cross my mind because I thought it was a dream too far to reach, or it was not just something that happened. So even when I ended up coming and living abroad, it was something that just happened. There was no roadmap made to it. Um, it just happened abruptly. Life just moved. Life just happened. I finished school, and then it was one thing to the other, and then I ended up, leaving Africa and coming to Europe. But it was not something that was planned. It was not something that I dreamt of. And I know that for some people this could have been like a childhood dream, and I'm just wondering if it was your childhood dream to move to live abroad. Um, how is the dream like? Do you feel like you have achieved that dream? Is it what you expected it to be? But I'm also curious what people's thoughts are about living abroad now, in the current century, in the current years. Do you feel like it's still the dream? Do you feel like it's something, is still the fertile ground, or you feel like has this changed? What are your views? I'm just curious. Has this changed? Is it no longer the Europe of those days, or yeah, or is it still the fertile ground? My opinion is, I don't know. I don't think that the Europe of today is the same as the Europe of those days. Don't get me wrong. Um, I'm pretty grateful for the opportunities that life provides, but I don't think that it should be a big deal. And I think that a lot of people have also done, there's a big shift in information, because I think that in the past, everything you heard about living and moving abroad, actually living abroad was only the good things. Oh, you get this, you do these, and all the beautiful things that you hear, and a lot of things that were a bit, the bottlenecks, the difficulties were a bit being hidden. People were not open to share with family and friends exactly what their lives were. But if you look at the current years, there has been a big shift. Um, People have been much open. They share. I also don't know if it's a social media kind of movement as well, that people are sharing their experience here, how life is here, how they're doing things here. So it's they're sharing both the good and the bad, which I think is a very powerful thing. because then it helps for people that are just people who are planning, people who are coming, they have enough information, they can decide what they really want to do, if they really want to move abroad or not. Because in the past, yeah, it was always like glitter and glitter, and then you get here and then you'll be like, it's not actually what all is glittering that is gold, But I think that now there's a lot of information and videos and everything outside there that if you look, like if you're interested in finding out, that you would find something that will point you into the direction of, oh, if you want this, this is how it would be. Of course, it's not the same. Um, it's not the same when you just read that and also experiencing it. It's not exactly the same thing, but there's a lot of information there out there, which is really powerful. So I was just thinking about this today, and I'm like, yeah, is it still the gold? Is Europe or abroad still the gold mining ground where everyone wants to come and mine, or has it changed? And what do you guys think? Do you feel like it's still the same, or has it changed? I'm curious to hear. So if you have some comments, or you have some your own experiences that you want to share, or your thoughts about this topic, let me know in the comment section, so then we can continue from there. For now, bye.